Welcome to the Washington, D.C. newscast. We have reports that President Richard Nixon has been caught in a scandal. Now we're up to Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, live from the Watergate building with more information.
We're here at the Watergate building with the first proven evidence of the Nixon scandal. This morning, several burglars were arrested inside the office of the Democratic National Committee. The prowlers were connected to President Nixon's re-election campaign. They had been caught while attempting to wiretap phones and steal secret documents. Now over to you, Carl.
Thank you, Bob. Nixon took steps to cover it up afterwards by raising hush money for the burglars, trying to stop the FBI from investigating the crime, destroying evidence, and firing uncooperative staff members. This was a more serious crime than the break-in. It was an abuse of presidential power and a deliberate obstruction of justice.
President Nixon has now been re-elected for a second term. His campaign included peace with honor in Vietnam to usher in a new era of peace with the Soviet Union and to re-establish positive relations with China. He won by a landslide with a 60% majority over Democratic candidate Senator George McGovern.
The committee to re-elect the president used $500,000 in funds raised for the purpose to re-elect President Nixon to pay legal expenses for the 5 Watergate burglars after their indictment in September in exchange for their silence and perjury.
I firmly believe that what unites America today is indefinitely more important than those things that which divide us. We are united Americans, North, East, West, and South, both parties, in our desire with peace. Peace with honor, the kind of peace that will last, and we are moving swiftly towards that great goal. Not just in Vietnam, but a new era of peace in which the old relationships between the two superpowers, the Soviet Union and the United States, and between the world's most populous nation, the People's Republic of China and the United States, are so changed so that we are on the eve that could be the greatest generation of peace, true peace for the whole world, that no man has ever known.
During the course of the ongoing investigation of President Nixon's scandal, it has been discovered that Nixon has recorded all of his private conversations in the White House. The Senate then demanded to listen to the tapes, but Nixon adamantly refused to give them up. The Supreme Court had to order Nixon to release the tapes, and he finally relented.
While the Senate was reviewing the tapes, it was found that there was an 18.5-minute gap in one of the tapes. President Nixon's longtime secretary, Rosemary Woods, claims to have accidentally erased the tape by pushing the wrong pedal on her tape player when answering the phone. We'll continue to update you as the investigation goes on. Throughout this whole investigation, Nixon has defended himself in his actions. He has claimed that he has never obstructed justice by saying,
"People have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook."
Later, Nixon was informed that he was going to be impeached. Although he constantly defended himself as shown earlier, he eventually addressed the nation announcing his resignation. Here's a short clip of his speech.
This is the 37th time I have spoken to you from this office, where so many decisions have been made that shape the history of this nation. Each time I have done so to discuss with you some matter that I believe affected the national interest. In all the decisions I have made in my public life, I have always tried to do what was best for the nation. Throughout the long and difficult period of Watergate, I have felt it was my duty to persevere, to make every possible effort to complete the term of office to which you elected me. In the past few days, however, it has become evident to me that I no longer have a strong enough political base in the Congress to justify continuing that effort.
Thank you, Bob and Carl. That concludes tonight's segment of the Washington, D.C. newscast. Tune in tomorrow for an exclusive interview with Rosemary Woods. This is Thomas Smith, signing off.